Hey, did you ever record your podcast for like half an hour and then go back to edit it and realize you never plugged in the microphone the first time? Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with your Friday Daily Comedy News Take 2. I know somebody who recently did that, and it's kind of annoying. I was pretty good on Take 1, too. I'll see if I can do it again. Congress met with the leaders of the big technical companies. They had a little, I don't know what, the hearing the other day, I guess you call it. The late night shows talked about that. And Jimmy Fallon continues to crush his jokes. He said it was not an easy day for lawmakers. They were like, I'd grill you, but I need Amazon to survive. Google knows my search history. Apple's got my texts, and Facebook's got my drunk pics. So we're good. Fallon again, I don't like to pass judgment, but these guys made the cast of The Big Bang Theory look like the Avengers. Fallon again, it's basically like the Super Bowl of guys who were picked last in sports. Trevor Noah talked about Jeff's ex-wife Mackenzie Scott making big donations to charity. Damn, $1.7 billion donated to charity. It's almost like Mackenzie Scott is determined to be the anti-Bezos. She's woke, she doesn't hoard her money, and she's a head full of hair. Michael Che from The Hollywood Reporter, he's been doing those outdoor concerts, and it turns out he really wasn't trying to make a statement, even though people jumped on his bandwagon of sorts. He told Jimmy Fallon, I just wanted to do comedy when I was stewing in the house. Everything was happening, the protests were happening, and all this tension was going on, and I just wanted to be able to say something to an audience. When he first announced the show, the Black Lives Matter organization picked it up and posted it to their website. That's when he realized this had turned into, quote, a little bit more. He said, all these people came that thought they were going to see a protest, and I literally just wanted to try a couple jokes about my nether regions, and that was it. I didn't know I had to say something important. He said the experience of hearing a crowd laugh again was strange, but the turnout was fun, and the experience was awesome. He said, I looked at it like my USO tour. I felt like Bob Hope, like the protesters were the troops, and I was just entertaining them to keep morale up, and then they go protest right after that. From the Interrobang, Joe List has a new hour. It's going to be debuted for free on Comedy Central's YouTube. It is called I Hate Myself, and the Interrobang, I think they did some cut and paste on some press release here. Let me read to you. Joe List, I Hate Myself, explores List's hilarious neurosis in the way only he can. Nobody writes like that. Stop. And List has a seemingly unending stream of those neuroses, and he's more than willing to use them to entertain us all. The special will touch on how people refer to those who have OCD, why it's insane to think anybody's able to sleep on a plane, and Joe's hilarious theory that the dental industry is a sham. Some rule of three copywriting there. So you go, hey, the special will do this, that, and the third thing. That's basic copywriting. Joe List, I Hate Myself, for free. And if that's not enough, List himself will interact with fans during the hour's actual premiere at 9 p.m. Eastern sharp on the 6th. You can be part of that launch party. Just go to standup.com/Joe List and you can register. Exciting, huh? All right, this next story, Bert Kreischer spoke at length with Polestar about his recent drive-in theater tour. And halfway through this article, I'm going to be horrified. Ready? Kreischer said, I don't mind being the guinea pig. I don't mind taking shots. Then again, I'm the asshole who told Joe Rogan I could outrun him during Sober October and got my ass kicked and told Tom Segura I could lose more weight than him and had to shave my beard. The first 6 shows grossed $413,000. Overall attendance, 7,800. That's really nice. Kreischer said, everyone was telling me this is going to go through the end of the year. As soon as I heard that, I said, I'm going to find a workaround. I have one of those brains. I can't just say, well, I guess we'll just sit around. I need a workaround. I need a fix. I know there are a lot of people like myself who are being very cautious about the coronavirus. Remember that. We're going to get to that in a second. Let me read it to you again. I know there are a lot of people like myself who are being very cautious about the coronavirus. You got that in your brain? We'll get back to it. But I knew as a consumer, I would definitely go see a live comedy act at a drive-in theater in a heartbeat. So looking at it as a consumer, if it's something I'd like to do, I think my fans or people like me would want to do it too. Okay, here we go. Polestar asked about the audience. Feedback-wise, the laughs were there 100%. It's not a comedy club and definitely not a theater, but when you deliver a big pop, you feel the pop. And when you get a big fucking laugh, you definitely feel it. The first one we did in North Carolina, I got up on stage and my fly was down. I didn't notice it. Someone yelled, your fly is down. I looked at him on the big screen. There's a 90-foot by 90-foot screen and they're shooting the show. And I said how badly I wanted to take my dick out and see how big it should be. And the place went nuts. I heard that laugh and I said, okay, this is a regular show. So far, so good. Ready, ready, ready? As the shows progressed, I think fans were watching it on my Instagram stories and hearing word of mouth on Twitter, and it started escalating. Here we go. The first one, people were tailgating, and one guy filled up his truck bed with water, and everyone was hanging out on it. And after that, they were doing that at every show. No, this is why we're doing the show outside, so that you don't do that. Otherwise, let's just go sit in a club where there's a bar. The idea is not that you all jump in some dude's pickup truck. We're supposed to socially distance. Wear a mask. In Indianapolis, when I said thank you and good night and everyone's honking their horns and hitting their high beams, someone set off a fireworks show. It got progressively more party-y and tailgate-y. People were at their cars, setting up couches and inflatable mattresses, smoking meats. I couldn't go through the crowd to see it up close, but it was insane. The first night, the standing ovation was insane. It was like getting abducted by aliens. Everyone's flicking their high beams. Everyone's honking their horns. You don't want it to end. It goes on for like 2 minutes. I'm excited to leave on August 10th to do another run of shows. I'm pumped. A bunch of comics called me the first day after I did it and said, yo, tell me about this. I must have sold this to everyone. It's the coolest thing, but it's not right for everyone's act. I'm a bit of a larger act. I take my shirt off. I'm physical and dirty. I can't imagine it works for everyone, but definitely works for me. Polestar asked if comedy works better than music in this setting, and he said, we're lucky as comics today. Fans get comedy more than ever. Fans are more of a thing. 15, 20 years ago, no one had fans. People knew who you were, but with podcasts and Netflix and everything now, you get a little bit of a head start going on. They're so familiar with attending comedy festivals. But boy, man, don't go swimming in some dude's pickup truck. What are you doing? All right, Adam Carolla's doing some comedy nights tonight and tomorrow. He spoke to, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. S.A. Current is my guess. Could be Sacurant or Sacurant. I'm going to go with Sacurant because it's fun. They asked why he's touring, why take that chance, because he's got money. And he said, I don't look at it as a chance. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like I'm not in a group that's impacted. I'm healthy. I no longer say I'm young. I just say I'm not old. I believe that if I get it, I'll recover. Dude, no, stop. Be safe. I believe that if I get it, I'll recover. I'm not a fear-based person. That's just the way I work. What I do is I travel and do stand-up. And I've been doing it. I've been around Houston, Nashville, Dallas, Chicago, Wisconsin. I've been traveling and staying at hotels and flying on airlines. I think we owe it to the airlines and clubs and bartenders and waitresses to get out there and put some money in their pockets. Yes. However, have you seen the numbers, Adam Carolla? Sacurant said, you know, your fellow comedians Brian Callen and Brandon Schaub reportedly caught the virus when they performed at the LOL in late June. That doesn't faze you at all? Carolla said, no, but it doesn't mean I'm smart. Ding. It just means that it doesn't faze me. See, there's a difference here. I'm not saying to people that what I'm doing is the right thing. If I get it, I'll talk to Dr. Drew and he'll put me on hydroxychloroquine. Okay. Hey, remember last year there was that weird thing in New Orleans? Andy Dick and some dude outside a bar had a fight or something. We still don't really know. Well, the man arrested last year in the alleged assault on comedian Andy Dick will not be prosecuted, says a spokesperson for the New Orleans district attorney. However, Andy Dick spoke to a New Orleans newspaper and said he's willing to show up and testify more. Okay, but a spokesperson for the prosecutor's office said that Dick had not been cooperative and had not kept in touch with prosecutors. Who knows what's going on there? And Annie Murphy got an Emmy nomination for Schitt's Creek, the show that critics love and I don't get at all. She was sitting on the floor eating pancakes and had just finished choking on a large piece of bacon. The bacon choking was post finding out about the Emmy. It was a reactionary gasp. That is your comedy news for today, and hopefully this time I plugged in the microphone. Subscribe and rate and all that, and I'll catch you tomorrow.